Thanks for joining. First of all, it's a pleasure.
My absolute pleasure. Yeah.
May I ask you how is so far your experience working with knowledge bases and knowledge graphs?
It's very slim. It's really just what I've seen you do. And I'm keen to sort of learn more. I've
Mm-hmm.
joined a couple of your sessions probably late last year, I think now. Um, and obviously I've tested that tool with you live with Ray, your tool, and I'm just keen to understand more about how it works. I've been working with OpenClaw, as you know. Um, I'm trying to understand. As I mentioned, I feel like the memory in OpenClaw is not going to be quality enough, not going to be high resolution enough or accurate enough to really generate the best responses. But I'm interested to see how it might all work.
This is totally true. And the reason because of that is that OpenClaw actually doesn't have a memory. It
Mm,
actually have skill files
mm,
and has one very good one, the skill file that lets the AI to write skill files pretty
mm.
well. So it has very good short-term memory, but it doesn't have knowledge for that. This
Yeah,
is something coming from experiences, new learnings. You know that very well from your work you're doing. So it doesn't have understanding. It has just short-term memory. That's the point.
yeah. There's short-term memory. I'm creating like markdown files in it, so it's got briefing documents and things. But I'm just not convinced that will give it the depth of knowledge it needs. It's like a series of summaries that it has access to, and then it can read bits of my Notion or whatever, but it just doesn't feel like it's going to be robust. So yeah,
Mm.
I'm intrigued to understand. And that's fine for day-to-day stuff, but when you're working on much deeper information and deeper knowledge, I think understanding how to really manage vast context, like if I'm doing this work for a political party, managing their policy is huge. You can't do that with a few markdown files.
Yes, definitely. And the challenge there is to have great understanding of every piece of information because usually in these kind of cases, one sentence may change a lot of things, the entire strategy, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly that. You have these like keystone pieces of information that when they change, there's a huge knock-on effect.
It makes sense. So for my goal is also to try OpenClaw using my knowledge base. So it will access my Neo4j as a brain, and it
Mm.
has to have only one skill, how to talk with Neo4j and
Yeah.
how
Okay.
to re-ask when you don't have enough information to give me back.
Okay.
That's the
Interesting.
goal. Today already started working on making the API accessible so we can start building automations around of brain graph so you can feed automatically emails, Slack messages, transcripts into one centralized digital brain.
Okay.
And this, according to the plan, is to be launched in the next couple of days. And the next thing is to integrate it with OpenClaw. So OpenClaw, your own OpenClaw, can access your own database,
Yeah.
find the knowledge, and give you reasonable results.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. And how are you
So,
finding the ingestion part of it so far?
could you repeat it, please?
How are you finding the sort of data ingestion and gathering part so far?
It's very interesting because here's the thing. There is a big disagreement about how do we run the analysis,
Right.
right? Because many data analysts out there in the market, and many of them are researchers, they
Hmm.
say, okay, you shouldn't analyze your documents using prompts,
Right.
okay? And there are some other peoples who say exactly the opposite, use prompts. And what I find more convenient to me and easier for everybody is to use the prompt approach, because the goal is to do the first steps into that. Okay?
Mm.
Avoid the perfection, let's do the first steps.
What's the other option then if you don't do it via prompts?
Actually, it is to run some, it depends on the case, but usually it's a piece of code that has to run. It supports LLMs and AI features. Again, the AI is involved, but it has a framework to analyze, a strict pre-deployed framework to analyze
Mm.
any kind of document.
Got you.
And here's the thing, from my perspective, for transcripts, it doesn't work, because today we have a transcript with two of us. A couple
Hmm.
of hours ago, you had a transcript with a client or a prospect. The scope of the conversation totally changed based on your relationship with this other side,
Yeah.
right? So you need the adjustments and also the output. I know you built an incredible tool that gives as an output a pitch deck audit, an incredible
Yeah.
pitch deck audit. So this output depends on the inputs, right?
Mm.
You understand the value of the input.
Yes.
So I see as more effective way to use the prompt analysis. Now, into the brain graph, the service I'm working so far, and you know that very well,
Mm.
I use one prompt and streaming, which I can explain it a bit about it.
Mm.
But the next big thing I want to work into the analysis part to make it even smarter is to build sub agents
Hmm.
into the environment of this service. And each one of those agents will be responsible to recognize specific information into the documents.
Okay. Yeah.
So the same document will be scanned from 20 agents. Everyone
Yeah.
is responsible to recognize specific things. Then one is responsible to merge them and start building your brain. At the moment, this how it runs with multiple API calls with
Hmm.
Claude.
Yeah.
That's the streaming actually.
Okay. Got you. So you so when I was building Moogle, I had something where you would ingest a document and say, right, can you look at this for methodology information, for testimonials, for statistics, that
Mhm.
kind of. So you're trying to capture discrete types of information out of it. But then what I was doing with that information, which was too static, really, because it's still you still had to have an awful lot of granular prompting rather than this kind of autonomous thing that people are aiming for. Um, I was then storing that in a normal relational database, like a normal Xano.
Mm.
So it was all being broken down into fields, into JSON output, etc., and stored very sort of rigidly, I guess. But what you're doing is you're saying you're taking that information and you're doing multiple scans on it with the agents that all have their own thing that they're looking for, their own thing to understand. And then you're taking it into the knowledge graph. So then it's getting that enriched relationship kind of storage.
Exactly. And let me show you for a moment. I have
Yeah, okay.
two case studies to share. So you have exactly understanding for what we talking about.
Hmm.
Let me do it into here. Okay. Share my screen. So, oh, you see my screen?
Yes.
All right, thank you. So when you analyze a document, what you do is you figured out which are the concepts, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Statistics, metrics, all the fields you want to track from
Mm-hmm.
that document. So you go from the first document, the next step is to go into your relational database, which is, and by the way, these are also relational, so into column-based databases, and you just create the columns for one per concept, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, when the second document comes, the third, it will come, you have to add extra new columns. And the thing is, what you're going to miss is how multiple information are linked with each other,
Yes.
because we have complex connections we want to track.
Mm-hmm.
The most complex thing is the time improvement, the time changes. Where we were 3 months ago, what did we know, what was the project we were working on, which were our concerns, our problems,
Mm-hmm.
and what is the version of us today. All of these things are linked with each other day by day. So in a graph database, which is actually a database, nothing less, nothing more, it's just a
Mm-hmm.
database, what you can do is recognize these concepts from all your documents,
Mm-hmm.
recognize the relationship between them, and come and build a diagram like this. You don't do it manually, the machines have to do it. But this is what happens. For example, I processed 11 transcripts from my community's conversations into state chains, most of them,
Mm-hmm.
and I analyzed them with a prompt. I gave a prompt,
Mm.
and the analysis gave me this outcome.
Wow.
So I can click on these dots, everyone is one concept, and
Mm-hmm.
I can see the nested information inside here.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the context. This is what will ideally, it will make reasonable and knowledgeable all of this brain.
Mm.
I can zoom in, I can see deeper things. For example, this guy, Mario, is
Mm-hmm.
linked with so many things. Look at these connections
Mm.
he has. This information is so complex, it's not easy to be stored into an SQL database, except
No.
if you just add it as a text, free text, which is
Mm-hmm.
not queryable. AI
Yes.
cannot perform the queries, that logic.
Yeah.
This is the extra advantage of working with a graph database for your projects. So you can store them everything in here. No matter what is your document, if it's a transcript, it's a PDF, or a simple
Yeah.
document, analyze them and feed them in here.
Mm.
And then what you can do, I guarantee you that this look and feel, this view is nice for you to see, oh, wow, what incredible thing, this is my brain, but is not
Yeah.
useful for you, but it's useful for the machine, for
Mm.
AI. So if I go here and start the conversation and say, okay, I know there is a conversation about using AI to generate images. So I will ask him, what do you know about creating images with AI? So generic. And I'm
Yeah.
asking all of this information this brain has about this. First thing, it will not search around the globe information from AI to find the right information. It has to look into the brain.
Mm-hmm.
Having the information in these kind of dots and the links, it helps the machine to recognize what is valuable, what it answers my question, and what it doesn't.
Yeah.
So it finds all of this information, no matter how many they are, and it feeds them back to AI, to Claude, more specifically, to generate the response. This is what I found, generate me a response for this question. That's the
Mm.
logic. Here, for example, it says the responses here include also the references. So as a user, you can recognize why this answer came to me,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
So it says Ray demonstrated a simple but effective approach, taking existing written context, SX blog posts into AI image generation models like ChatGPT or Gemini. Great.
Mm.
Simple prompt work, social media performance, broader context. All right. Down here we have some metrics, the cloud confidence and semantic match. The
Mm-hmm.
greater this number is, it means that the more information included in the brain.
Yes, got you.
And the confidence is just an information about how confident was AI creating the answer for your question.
Mm.
That's it. Those two numbers make sense when they are close to each other. If you look them separately, they don't have anything to say.
Yeah. And so when it's doing this, it's purely taking information from the transcripts. It's not looking at like it, but well, the knowledge graph. It's not saying I'm going to try and supplement this with, things I think I know.
Yes, exactly.
Interesting, really interesting.
Yeah, and if you want, you can log in into the account,
Mm.
and if you don't mind, you can share your screen so you can test it. And so I can guide you about the logic step by step, or if you want me, I can do an upload and show it to you from my side.
So I'm just going to try and find the link.
I'm gonna add it into the chat. Give me a moment.
Okay. Okay, so I will log in. Okay. So say I've just to move away from because I don't really want to put client transcripts in this
For sure.
on a call. But I have been doing research today. So I've
Mhm.
got, a number of PDFs, for
Mhm.
example. And I've been creating a kind of process of asking of capturing questions and trying to quantify the quality and the relevance and things like that of bits of information. So I'll stop rambling about that for a minute, but I will if it's can I upload a PDF to this?
Yeah. Yes, you can.
And should I put
Here,
a different prompt in because it's not client calls or anything?
uh, you can upload anything you want. There's no reason to share the screen. I would love to guide you into the prompt creation, which is the step
Yeah.
before you upload the data.
Yes. Okay. Let me share the screen because it
Yes.
might
Mhm.
be useful. So I'll share the screen. I tell you what, I'll also tell
So
you. Yes.
by default,
Mm.
everybody when logs in into BrainGraph, by default, they have two pre-established prompts: the
Yeah.
introductory call analysis and the client conversation analysis.
Yeah.
Okay? In both
Fab.
of them, you can get into, edit them, or you can even delete them. Doesn't
Hmm.
matter. Now, based on the purpose you have, you want to create a new prompt. So you can guide the analysis based on this prompt,
Hmm.
right? So could you please click new prompt?
Okay. Should I use either of these as a structure or just go straight into new prompt?
There is an AI assistant that
Ah,
will create the structure for you.
Okay.
So you just give it a name. The name is used only for you, just to recognize it.
Mm-hmm.
And into the prompt content, you have to add all those things that are important for you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What do you want the analysis to track? For example, names, rules, deals, agreements, disagreements.
Mm-hmm.
And you can mention them as a free text. I want to know what they said. Questions and answers. Free text in here.
Okay. Um,
Because the assistant is responsible to convert it into the final prompt analysis by understanding what you're looking for.
right. So what I'm just doing, because my brain's a bit fried tonight, is I'm just let's see if it works. I'm just asking my Claude bot
Mhm.
to, based on the work I've been doing to set up Notion as a repository for this and to set up my research SOPs, because there's lots and lots of information to gather. I've just asked it to write a draft for me.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. That's good. It may comes back to you with the final analysis prompt, but again, the assistant has to scan it.
Yes,
So
yeah,
it will do the fine tuning to be ready to run the workflow.
yeah. Okay, no, it's come out with some real long stuff here. Okay, right. I'm gonna copy it, but maybe we can just it can be a useful
Yeah.
training exercise. So come on. Sorry, this is a bit
No worries at all. The time is all yours.
whoop. Come on.
And if, just to let you know, if
Mm.
there is a thing that you want to keep hidden from the video, because this is going to be uploaded on YouTube, just let me know. I'm going to edit and I will send you the final video before the upload for your final approval.
Okay, cool. So it's given me some markdown here, which I'm going to right. Okay, so it says prompt for knowledge graph ingestion.
Mhm.
So why don't you tell me what's wrong about this stuff so we can improve it, or do you just want to chuck it through and your AI will improve it in the background?
AI will go and improve it. And I'm really
Mhm.
curious because you gave it a final prompt actually here, which is very interesting. Because the assistant is responsible to convert questions into
Ah,
prompt analysis. So,
got you. Okay.
but, but I'm really interested to test it here. Just click
Okay.
create the prompt.
So this is given a schema. Should we take the schema stuff out?
No, 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 it is needed
Okay. Interesting.
because every user creates his own sub schema into his
Okay.
brain.
Okay.
And by the way, if you use Neo4j
Mhm.
and you want to use your private
Yeah.
graph database, you can put your credentials into the brain graph. So brain
Hmm.
graph writes the data into your private database instead of the one
Okay.
I'm using.
Okay. Incredible. Right. This is very cool. Right. I will see what happens there.
Great. Can you open it with for the editing?
Mhm.
All right. Here is your prompt, and you can ask the assistant any kind of question, like to explain you what types and entities that it can extract, and so you can have a conversation with AI to make it even better. But
Okay.
at the moment, I would like you to ask it just to read it and make it final and ready for the analysis step.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just run it. Great. So now the prompt analysis, what it's going to do is it's going to try to understand what is important for you,
Mm-hmm.
and it is responsible to come back with the schema if the schema is not given. We are a pro user at the moment, I have to say,
Okay.
and also recognize the role, objectives, and all of these kind of things. But the most important is the schema right here, the thing that you already gave it.
Okay. Interesting. I mean, I didn't check that, so it might be wrong, but it will be interesting to see what it comes up with because it will hopefully say this is not this is, this is good, this is bad. This is
Yeah.
such a good tool, Demetrius. I'm loving it already.
Ah, thank you.
Mm, it's beautifully done.
Love it.
Okay.
So here is some suggestions, describing the suggestions. And your prompt currently instructs Claude to output cipher queries, but BrainGraph requires JSON output. All right, it gave us a correction. Any
Fabulous.
corrections? Yeah, because it has to feed the logic of the smart analysis.
Yeah.
And if you scroll down at the bottom, it gives you two buttons. Here's just the explanation. Here it
Mm.
gives you the suggested prompt, apply to
Hmm.
editor. If you click it, it will overwrite automatically.
Fabulous. So I'll do that, yeah?
Yeah, just it. You don't have to, yes, perfect. You don't have to read, and you can read it if you want it. And you see here, there's a new role, objective, critical information, the schema graph given in a way that the analysis expects them. We have almost 2 times more
Yes,
characters.
very long.
Yeah.
And I've seen you suggest that long prompts aren't necessarily good. Would you, if we had lots of time, would you go through and rationalize this a bit and shorten it?
Mm, you know what? I would definitely test it and see
Mhm.
what is the output. And if I
Okay.
don't like the output, I would come back here and say, look, can you minimize it to
Yeah.
6,000 characters?
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
I evaluate the prompts based on the output, not from, general rules.
Yeah.
If the output works for me, that's fine.
Okay. Cool. So I will save this now
Great.
and then we'll test a doc.
Yes.
Okay.
Now you can switch here. You have to select it and you upload your document.
Okay. So I
Uh,
will,
there's no need to run it now if you don't want to keep it in secret.
that's
It's
okay. Public reports. I'll have a look. I'll just choose maybe a slightly shorter one.
oh, it doesn't matter. Feel free to add it.
Okay.
Doesn't matter
I'll
the
go
length.
with I'll go with this one to start with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Great. And now you can just analyze and build the knowledge.
Oh, okay. Great.
Uh,
Just being nosy. Oh, okay.
oops. Would you mind to refresh the page and do it again, please?
You could choose this one.
Live demos. Ah.
What's that? Should I try a different PDF?
Would you mind to try another one? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I have to investigate on that.
Yeah, no worries. I know exactly what it's like. Exactly what it's like. It works every time, and then someone else does it, and it's like, nope. not gonna do it today. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Try this one. Oh, okay. That processed for a bit longer. So it's, I think, because that was a slightly bigger file as well, it seems to be processing it on some level, but then at some point after it's sort of scanned file, it's collapsing.
It should display here the bar of uploading and running the process. Would you mind to run it once again? By the way, do you have in these PDF documents, do you have images?
Even looked at them, I have to be honest. But yes, I'd imagine there are images.
Okay, great.
PC. Yes, the first one I tried to upload is majority tech, but there is the odd graph and table in it. Let me try once more.
I'm looking into the logs right now, and I see that maybe we have to optimize a little bit the prompt.
Got you. Okay. So that's just
And
log.
what is the size of the file? It is, all right, I see it. Because the action for upload the document is separate and we fail at this point. So please give me a minute. I'm gonna correct it.
Yeah, no worries.
PDFs are quite challenging documents for two reasons. They have structured information, while in transcripts in TXT we don't have structure. All right. And I'm not talking about the structure of writing, the structure of how the document is developed. And the other reason is that they may have images. So in that case, the system runs totally separate workflow
Yeah.
that actually, let me check. So my assistant says what is, okay, that was the reason, the size of the document. So it's gonna correct it and will let us run. So let me explain what's the problem here with the challenge, not the problem, with PDFs. When they have images, we want to analyze the image, what is illustrated there. And if it is a graph or a diagram, we have to understand it,
Yes.
right? And then we have to go back into the text and connect it with the text before and right after.
Yes.
So this is the relationship, the actual relationship. So this is what the system actually is doing. Recognize the images, creates some report as an output from looking to those images and graphs, then looks back into the parental document and tries to make the connection, the meaning, the connection of the meanings and the knowledge. And after this merge, it comes back with the final outcome that actually comes from the combination of text and the image. A nice suggestion came from Mark and Ray was store those images in a place separately,
Yep.
and also store, because we already store here the document, so we have as a reference place things to be improved.
Yes, I'd have to look into how I was managing it because obviously I was doing with the pitch deck thing. I was yes, we had to understand the copy on each page, but you did also have to understand. I think I was using the Claude PDF endpoint, or I was maybe converting to images and then feeding those images through an image reader to understand the design. So I needed for it to be able to say the design, the layout, the visual storytelling, etc., is good, bad, indifferent, as it was assessing the look and feel of things. So I'd have to look at how I was doing that because it is very difficult. Because at the same time, I was like you, and it's slightly different with pitch decks because they're all a page at a time rather than running information across a long, like the documents I'm uploading to this are reports. But yes, you have to understand what a graph is in context with everything else.
Yeah.
So yeah, or a table and how it relates to other things or whatever. So yeah, it is they're complex, definitely.
Yeah, and this is what makes the scientific documents been very challenging. And here's the discussion about the two parties, with prompt or without a prompt.
Got you. Yeah.
Now, right, we have the solution, it's already done. So I'm doing the configuration. And it will take a couple of 1-2 minutes. This is how much it will take. Let's wait.
This is one of the most important problems to solve, though, for me at least, and I think for anyone who's really using AI on any expansive level, is how you manage information. I say expand, maybe it's strategic or managing large amounts of information or ideas, but how to capture information, how to ingest it, and how to then be able to use it in a meaningful way is the thing I have been struggling with so much.
I think everyone of us, if you imagine how many times you wanted to give a nice descriptive title into Google Docs, so you can find them on the search of the Google Drive, just from this. So now imagine that you can upload them no matter what is the description, and you can have access immediately, just performing the questions. And I think, from my perspective, is that developing the knowledge for the machines is what will make the products intelligent.
Yeah, it's all about the context that's going into them. Okay, shall I cancel this by the way and try again?
You have to wait for a couple of seconds. I see the loading bar. We're already on 50%. So
Oh, fabulous. Okay.
yeah, the reason was the limit into the size, and how the brain graph handles the documents, what it's doing. Because as you know, we cannot send too many information into one API call. What we do is we upload the document into Claude, then we start performing the questions from your prompt, the analysis prompt. We get the first output and we run a more strict analysis based on your analysis prompt against the first output. This is in order to validate the output we had from the first time. So we can enrich the data more and more into the descriptions. And then the first thing is to delete the document that is uploaded into Claude which is the same action as you do when you upload the document. Say, look inside here and tell me what you find. The next step is to process them into the brain storage. And I try to create a workflow similar to human brain. When you have a new information coming to you, you don't go into your brain and forget what was already existed, right? This is what it is doing. It gets into the brain, perform a couple of questions to figure out if this information already exists, and if it exists, how rich it is, so we can go and enrich it, or we have to create a new dot and create relationships.
Okay.
And that way we don't create duplicates, which is quite annoying. And also we keep the brain knowledgeable.
Can you surface things like conflicts or inconsistencies?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. So I'm thinking if I'm building some brain of my business and my understanding and something changes, things develop, then it can say, oh, I understand, rather than, because one of the frustrating things at the moment with memory and things like ChatGPT is you have a discussion, it stores something, and then you go through further work there, other AIs talking with people, understanding more, and trying to update the out-of-date stuff that it's captured, some of which, because it's sort of captured it in its own words, already sounds wrong, becomes like a game in itself that you're having to play to try and make sure that things are actually accurate in the memory. So with this, if you're able to say, like, if it can update things or it can spot conflicts where there's two truths in there, as it were, that would be really interesting.
Yeah, and because I have the same need for myself, because the entire brain graph designed for my needs, actually, what I did, created the three nuggets intelligence feature, which is not communicated so clearly in the right on the sidebar,
Oh
if you
wow,
check.
yeah.
And what this is,
Ooh.
we have three AI agents running separately. Each one is responsible for one thing. The first one is to recognize business opportunities for you. The other thing is to recognize all of these alarming things, inconsistencies, blind things, alarming things for your business. And the third one is a good friend to create us a pool of content ideas coming from our documents. So it can help us promoting ourselves to social media, creating content.
Great.
Now, these agents run immediately every time you update your brain. So when an analysis is completed, how do you give them the input about what is important for you? If you look at the bottom side of your screen, on the left side menu, there is the gear. If you click on the gear for a moment, great. So here is your business profile. Into here in this section, you can add all the information, because at the moment, if we don't specify it, it runs to something generic,
Yeah.
right? It tries to imagine. But if you say here that what is your role, what is the industry you are working, give me a couple of critical information of this company. And again, don't describe the company as you describe to an accountant.
Yeah.
Describe it like what is the problem this company solves.
Yes. Yeah. Got you.
Business goals and additional context, all of this information into the algorithm have a very high weight, affecting the logic of the agents.
Got you. So it's always working within your context.
Exactly. And they
Yeah.
come back personally for you, and you can give them feedback on the outcome. So you can tell them this is not useful, this is useful, so they can be self-trained with you, because they have their own knowledge graph in the background and learning by user for this
Wow.
user.
Yeah. So they're self-improving.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Wow. This is very cool. I love it. Shall I try and upload something again? Has it compiled?
I still see it's loading on my end. The deployment is
Just
not
be patient, 'cause
completed.
I'm really excited. I'm not judging.
It's still deploying. That's the
Yeah.
thing. And this is weird because usually it takes 2 minutes and now it is on the seventh minute.
Mm. There must be a law for that, which is that when you're developing in private, things go faster, and as soon as you're doing it with someone watching, then
Yes,
there's problems.
the laws of physics.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
So then you can set up your own keys there, and presumably this is the connection where you can set to your own private database.
exactly, exactly
Nice.
this.
Cool.
For the keys at the moment, you're using the admin's keys, but you can
Hmm.
use your own keys so you can see
Yeah.
the impact into your end.
Nice. Okay.
And let me see here. Why do we have this thing? Five. Okay, would you mind to refresh at least 3 times your screen and try to upload this document?
Uh-huh. Mm, it's not loving it.
Okay, it's still because of the size. Let's wait for a moment. I'm looking into the activity right now. Oh, it seems to be done. Oh no, it's still running.
Okay, it's a very small file, but it is a 48-page file. So let me see if I can find a.
It's because of the size. That was the challenge.
Yeah. And I'm guessing not just the size of the PDF file, but actually the number of pages in it because of the way it's processing.
It is the size of the file.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
that's 1.6 meg, that file.
Yeah. You have a document with a lower size, or if you compress it, just for the experiment we're running at the moment, because after the deployment, the limits will not bother you.
Got you. Just seeing if I've got a really small PDF. Okay, let's have a look at this one.
Today deployed the new interfaces with the landing page and many things. And I said, I push it to run because I have a template, which are the steps I have to run for the test and run
Mm.
them, all of them successfully before we get started. I said, okay, this time I'm pretty sure nothing gonna go wrong.
Always.
Tell me that it happens to you too.
Every time. Right. Let's have a look at maybe this one. This is under a megabyte. Is that okay?
Yeah, yeah.
See what happens here. Oh, here we go.
So now you see the process running. It
Mm-hmm.
runs asynchronously, so you can go and upload your next transcript
Oh, right.
and let
Wow.
them run. If
Mm-hmm.
one fails,
Yeah.
you will see them in if you go into the My Documents option on the left,
Mm-hmm.
you will see them living right there. You see it says processing. If it fails, just delete it and re-upload it.
Mm-hmm.
Something happened. No worries, you will not create duplicates.
Mm.
It will run immediately.
Okay.
And when it is done, you receive an automated email from me saying that the automation, the analysis is
Mm.
completed. So you can go and test it.
Mm.
I'm sorry for this bothering today, Ali.
No, no, don't be silly. I've got like 1,000 ideas buzzing around my brain as to why it might, or how I might be able to play with this. I'm excited. Very clever.
Thanks. Really, I would love to ask to hear from you that you tested with many documents. My
Mm.
suggestion to everyone is to upload at least 3 to 4 documents.
Yep.
Otherwise, you cannot understand the power of having a digital brain, nodes graph, however it
Yes.
is called.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Fabulous. I agree. I think the more context, the better, because it's sort of triangulating across things rather than just taking one snapshot. That's a massive problem with managing information in projects and things like that in the front end stuff. So this
Yes, we all have them.
we do. Okay, impressive. When
Great.
I'm so if I do loads of different, so obviously we've got conversations and calls here. Sorry, I know we're near the end of the hour, and this is a research sort of project. So
Uh-huh.
is the brain understanding that these are different types of information and they're different, like when I'm asking questions, if I'm asking questions about my business, the EMEA, private equity review for 2025 isn't actually about my business. It will sort of understand that these things have different relationships.
That's true. Here's how it works. You ask for business questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you uploaded a health, a medicine
Mm.
document. Okay. The analysis couldn't find this kind of information inside. So
Mm-hmm.
what's going to happen? It will not give you anything,
Yeah, got you.
right? And the document will live in there.
Mm.
Now, if you want to run it with another prompt for better
Mm-hmm.
information, run it. What's going to happen is you just enrich the same information with different
Mm.
approach. It's like
Mm-hmm.
having 2 to 3 assistants, personal assistants,
Mm.
like prime ministers. They have
Yeah.
several assistants around of them, keeping
Yeah.
their notes, but as human beings, they have different understanding of the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you can collect all this information and build the centralized brain, saying,
Mm.
okay, assistant first, catch this thing. The second one, who is about the business,
Mm.
figured out these things. And the third one, who is about the investigation I'm running for my research stuff, figured out these things and merged them all in one place.
Got you. Okay. Amazing. I will
Information will not be
play.
cannibalized. Just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah. Okay. I'll have a play. That's really interesting. And I will push the limits of it having lots of different types of information and documents in there for different reasons.
I would appreciate that. And let me know your experience. text me on email, on Slack, on sorry, on LinkedIn, or you
Mm-hmm.
can even send me your feedback every time that something
Oh,
happens.
yeah.
From there, I see it immediately on my Slack. So everything that happens, just let me know. It will be very helpful for me to improve it.
Yeah. No, this is absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much. This is really really helpful. And I the prompt stuff at the beginning is incredible, and I'm really excited to play around with it.
Great. Thank you, Ali. I'm gonna text you when it is completed, the deployment, and I will let you know to go and upload your greater documents.
Fabulous. Thank you so much,
Thank
Demetrius.
you. Appreciate it.
Speak soon.
Take
Cheers.
care. Bye.
Bye.